Oh, this looks like the same review, but it's not. This is, in my opinion, a very boring handgun. It's cool. It's a 6 Hour P320. Clear for all you safety guys. Nothing interesting. You know what's better than this gun and the last gun? Don't get me wrong, the agency was really cool. You know what's better than this gun? This gun. This is a pistol that is very near and dear to my heart because it just shoots really well and it looks good and it runs good, and it is from the brainchild of the guys over at Parker Mountain Machine. If you've never heard of Parker Mountain Machine, you're wrong, first off, and then you're living under a rock, because these guys make ridiculous parts that are science tested, science proven, and some of the best things on the market. These guys make some different variants of this pistol, starting off with the EDC, which is one of their smaller X-carry guns, and they kind of go through the Duty, the Ultra. The Ultra is very similar to this, other than it's going to have, instead of the 1-port comp, it's going to have the 2-port comp up top. And these guys do everything in-house. All their modifications, stippling, their barrels, everything that they do. They have a beautiful machine shop, and I'm a tremendously huge fan of their work. Guys, this thing has really been kind of changed from top to bottom. And the biggest piece of this, right, besides the slide, is going to be the comp. This comp is just built so well and works so well. It's pretty ridiculous. The comp doesn't blow back in your face. It works well. The Ultra that you're going to be looking at, that's got the 2 ports instead of the 1, is really going to be a little bit more recoil effective. But I wanted to build this as a duty gun, and that's kind of, the kind of style that I like. It's got a great trigger. This does have a Grey Guns trigger in it. Breaks at, I'd say, probably somewhere around 3.5 to 4 pounds. It's got the standard little longer reset, right? It's not a 1911. It's got nice, soft, even trigger pull. It's not crisp, but it's nice and predictable, and that's really what makes the gun very shootable. It's got the Trijicon SRO, which is turned down a little bit. I'll turn it up so y'all can see it. Got the Trijicon SRO in it, which is great because it has a huge field of view. It's easy to see out of, and based on what I wanted to do this pistol with, I wanted to shoot some steel with it, run the gun a little hard, and this just gives you such a huge window to look through. It's got the suppressor heights, night sights, the X-ray sights from SIG, and of course got it topped off with the Surefire X300 Ultra, the X300U-A model, which is the quick disconnect model with the without the screw. It's got the cutie flap on the front of this. Great system. Locks in nice. Stippled grip, and just enough. It's not as aggressive as some of the agency builds that are out there that we reviewed last time. It's definitely much milder, but it just gives you a nice tactile feel. So it's got a really tactile feel. It's not like sandpaper. It's more of I don't know, it's hard to describe. It's a lot less aggressive. You couldn't go through and take somebody's eyebrows off with it. It's definitely much less aggressive. But the way this pistol just comes together just is so purpose driven. It's very, very simple, and it's got everything where you need it, right where it should be. And it doesn't have anything crazy in the inside. Now the most ingenious thing they did is take the full X frame from SIG, put the carry slide, and incorporate the comp at a length which makes the gun look like it was built like this at the factory. And that's really one of the cooler parts of it, because it's so unique looking. I mean, this thing is just, as you can tell, I hate it. It just shoots so well. And if you don't have a Parker Mountain Machine part of any kind now, they made the P365 comp, which is coming back. I hope it's coming back soon, because I really want to put one on my gun. Real short little P365 comp, makes it basically the same length as the XL pistol. But this thing just shoots well. It handles well, it feels good in the hand, it's a nice full-size pistol, and the thing just runs really good. It doesn't have crazy recoil. This thing shoots great with 124 grain and 147 grain ammunition. The 115s are great too. It definitely prefers the heavier stuff. And if you go to Parker Mountain Machine and take a look at the way he tests his comps, he really is very science-based and tests a lot of the recoil force back, and just uses so many tools to really dive into if the comp works or not. And it's very data-based. You can't argue with his comps because they just work. And if they don't work, he tests them and he does it again until, you know, he gets the recoil reduction that he's looking for. If he doesn't get it, he redoes it. But just awesome gun, just nice slick slide. It's a P320, so of course the slide feels great, but it's just the way this comp works up here is just fantastically integrated into this. You can buy the comp for a standard P320 without this whole build or anything. You can buy this for yours right now. It'll stick off the front, or if you feel like doing this same build, of course you can put the time and effort into it, but these guys just do it right, and I'm a tremendous fan of his work and what they do over there. I think they're first class, they're data driven, and they just make things that work. So huge shout out to those guys. Thank you for the pistol. Took a long time to get, but it was worth the wait. And if you haven't checked out their website, you should, because some of the pistols on his website, this is plain black pistol. It's nothing crazy. Some of the Cerakote jobs that go into some of his handguns are nuts, and they really make the guns look bananas. I mean, they're really cool looking. So guys, go check out Parker Mountain Machine. We're going to do a little shooting with this gun, and thank y'all for tuning in for another gun, straight up and simple gun review. Take care. Thanks, guys. Whoever flips the shells in, and y'all make it look easy, but I know you did it 100 times. Look at that crap.